Namaskar. We are having a glimpse of Dnyaneshwari and Geeta. Today, 6th chapter and 23rd verse. 6वा अध्याय 23वा श्लोक. तम विद्यात दुःख संयोग वियोगम योग संहितम स निश्चयेन योक्तव्यो योगो निर्विण्ण चेतसा. Okay, the meaning is when we are living a everyday normal life, we feel happiness or sorrow. It is with respect to the body, mind, and soul. Okay, but the person who is yogi, he sees it like a sorrow or happiness like this. Oh, it is like this. Oh, but he remains detached from it. It doesn't mean that he feels the pain. That we saw yesterday. He feels, but oh, it is like this. So he feels that, but he remains detached from that and becomes yogi. Yogi remains all the times one with the Almighty God. That is very important. So it is always to become yogi. Yogi is always beyond sukha, dukkha, shita, ushna. We saw that means cold and hot and all these things. He happens to be he or she who the person may be beyond. He remains beyond that. In fact, Atma has no body. In fact, but you are in body and Sharira Madhyam Khalu Dharma Sadhanam. With this body only you have to achieve the Atma Gyan, you have to become yogi. Okay, now in Hindi and Marathi also I told, you see, we many a times feel that human being is the most intelligent being and he only can achieve the enlightenment. It is not the case. We have seen, personally I have seen in fact, when the Aarti is going on, Sukhakarta, Dukharta for Ganesh Aarti or Durge Durgat Bhari, then Ganesh Aarti, Shankar Aarti and so many things, Om Jai Jagadish Hare, we have seen in many houses. The cat or a dog or even horses, even elephants, they sit quietly. After doing everything, they take, by that elephant trunk, he takes the aarti as well, like this. In cat also, like this, they take the aarti. We have seen that. If cats, dogs, and elephants can get such kind of sanskar, such kind of, it is the best word is sanskar. This behavioral impact is there on other species. Why cannot it happen on the human beings? If since early childhood, if you get used to for this, you remain detached from the sukha and dukkha, means sorrow and joy. Sorrow means dukkha and joy means happiness and sukha. Then when we live detached from it, then you can live a better life as well. You see, in pandemic, richest of the richest many a times or the poorest of the poor didn't get food once in a while, medicines once in a while. At that time they came to know that in front of the death, everybody is equal. So why not live a good life? Today it happened, I'll tell you the example. In this example, I'm going to tell you how practicing from early childhood it can help, or it doesn't mind. I mean, at which age you are. If you start practicing, we can achieve that. So what happened today? I was dropping my kid to the school. One elderly person was carrying such a huge, 3 feet diameter. Container was there in which the gooseberry, the avla were there, and he was carrying on the bicycle. It started falling, so I stopped my bike and ran and helped him. He said, I alone can do it. I said it is falling. Now you require help. Oh yes, yes, I require help. And then both of us, we couldn't lift. I called two, three people. So one person came, we lifted it and kept it on the carrier properly. I said, Uncle, you do it every day since last some 78 years. That is why you feel it that you can do it alone. But without falling a single gooseberry, we cannot do that. So I had to call someone and then we helped and we did it. So since early childhood, he's practicing to carry it on the cycle, and the carry is the gooseberry, and you are selling. That is why it is easy for you. Similarly, if you start practicing these things since early childhood, you can do that. You can achieve that. So our childhood examples I shall give. Now, uh, once I was in Pune, so we went at some place. So there were a lot of mangoes to the tree. So one person went up, plucked up one mango, he started eating. The person, the Punites, they have super brains. Are you feeling you're detached from eating the mango? Yes, I'm feeling. How is it? Is it a sweet or sour? It's a sour a bit. So since early childhood. Then I went up and they asked me, how do you feel? Yes. You see, it is neither sour nor sweet. It is in between. I told him. Then are you feeling detached? I said, oh yes, yes, I am feeling detached now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But you said after that. Earlier I didn't feel. I was honest. To be honest, I was like that. Then I uh, plucked up one and picked one more mango and threw it. Did you feel you detached while you threw the mango down? I said, yes. This time, yes. Come down. Then he went up, the picked up one mango and started eating. Early childhood. Then once, even in Nagpur, you don't think that it is not, it didn't happen in Nagpur. We went to pluck up some berries. So, did you feel detached? Yes. I'm now alert now. So, this is, since early childhood, if you teach the kids to remain Sakshitva, Alipta, it is possible that in the elderly age you will be able to live a good life because there are 24 hours. Sleep is less. How much you can read, how much you can watch TV, how much you can walk. Everything has limitations. But remaining one with the God, chanting name of God, and this becomes very good. Your life becomes rich. This is one thing. So, how about did you do something big? I said, yes. What is that? Once my friend Agrawal, I don't remember his name. We used to call Agrawal only too. USSR and America, USA, they are, like they are balanced. If it becomes up, it will dominate it. It will become up, it will dominate. So they are always try to keep, balanced. So in the international politics, you see, he said, सब लोग balanced रहते हैं समझे आप देखिए आप that is what he said. You just look at it. So once after that it was Sunday. It was summer only, in fact. So we used to play warship bombing game. So one sheet of paper is taken, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, 10, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So some boxes are made in which 5 ships, 5 aircrafts, 5 soldiers, 5 tanks are kept. And then if I say 8, 10, in 8 tens of sheep is gone, then you get 20 points. If you down aircraft we felt very big because it can drop atom bomb, no? Or ICBM, all those things. So that's how the person who scores highest marks by picking up all the squares where all these 20 things, 5, 5, 5, 5 things are done, he wins. Okay. So once what we did, we took the map of India, for example. It is just example. It is not against USA, India or something like that. Because at the end of the day, humanity is one. We knew that. Hey, humanity is one. Yeah, just for the sake of game we are playing. So we talked those words as well. So USA is like this, they said one person said I kept 100 ICBMs. If USA says something, I'll drop one atom bomb on New York and something like that. Those games you see. मॉस्क को ज़्यादा कर तो उसके ऊपर डाल देंगे. I mean that is what they use. Okay, okay, you have 100 ICBMs. Then then somebody said I kept 1,000 aircraft. Somebody said I kept ships having missiles and all those things. I said, is it done? Yes. Then I said, I kept 100 aircraft carriers where 100 aircrafts are there which can drop, bombs. Even aliens come because we used to watch Project UFO, Cosma for Carl Sagan, and all these serials on the TV because, in 82 and all this time, new TV was new and good serials used to be there. So even alien aircrafts are there. My 100 aircraft carriers and all these ICBMs, they will impact them and they will destroy it. So to try to show I am better than you, see, that can happen only in early childhood. So then we used to discuss how you carry your ICBMs. In Russia and USA, they keep carrying their ICBMs on the uh, truck and trailer. We used to call at that time. Big trucks and carriers. They do not keep at one place because if you know where the ICBM is, they will drop it and they will destroy it. Yes. So these are early childhood discussions. Now so many people think this can be done, this cannot be done. We already have played these games in early childhood only. So I hope you understand. If you have discussed all these things, then when you become elder, you remain aloof from that, detached from that. Yes, it is okay. Another thing, uh, Dr. Padhe means he used to come to Swamiji. Once we were discussing, I asked him what exactly is the our thoughts. He said, Dr. Padhe, it is the chemical reaction in the brain. He was doing some research in USA. Oh, and that is what nowadays they call the chemical locha and all these things. When you think the chemical combination starts happening and your neurons, they think and like this. The neurons are there from here by electrical signal that passes and all those things. Then, I hope you understand. So we used to think like this. Then if chemical reaction is there, we can see it from the distance. Can we see from behind and understand it? I mean, can we get detached from it? He said it is possible. Scientists claim that we can remain detached from our body. Are you understanding? So you are talking with the politicians, to the scientists, to the sadhus, the sannyasis, the common man. You understand that yes, yeah, it is possible. Even in common life, in India, there are many examples. You can remain detached. You can become yogi in a living everyday life. Whether you are selling vegetable, whether you are a teacher or scientist, a doctor or engineer or advocate, if you do honestly everything with full integrity, it is possible to remain a yogi. Everybody had that conclusion. Even a student, while studying with full concentration, once the work is done, Om Tat Sat Brahmarpanastu, you say you can remain detached. Those are the training you should give since early childhood. Imagine how rich the grandfatherhood or, the old age could be of such people. Rich. Because that is the age when you require most support from the other people from your family or society. Imagine the society like Japan or in China or in India as well. You can see they give a lot of respect. So what how you used to do, we used to do like this. Suppose an octogenarian is there, 80 years old, 70 years, 60, 50. So you did like that, then how they will say that it was like this. We had the light bulb, then somebody says we had these kinds of bulb, then somebody says we have LED. So how you used to do and all those things. Imagine generation to generation it is passed on, and imagine how they are telling how it is done and they remain, they become yogi, and such people are going to moon, Mars and beyond. They know how it is happening generation to generation, and so they are practicing with respect to their generation. They know how it is evolving, how to remain detached, how to become yogi. Imagine such generations are going to so many places. They know the history, geography, and the kinds of people, all walks of life. They are remaining becoming yogi, and they are creating the Swananda Bodha Patan, Ananda Vanabhuvan, the utopian, the culture and civilization. And such people, if they are going there, then only they can maintain the ship, the spaceship, and those things well. One fault can destroy the ship. I always say spaceship. If such idealistic societies are there, then only it is possible. I give the example of that plucking up of sunflower in Germany and dropping €1, $1, for example, or the Japanese example. The only people who are creating some noise or voices, please take a shelter. You see in the malls, please, that lady is calling, please go at such place where the nothing is falling down on you. Otherwise everybody is calm, keep it calm. In organized way, they go out of the building, keep themselves safe. Those who were buried for a couple of days, they said he got frightened, he is going to die. That is different issue. For momentarily, if you are getting frightened, that is okay. Now, somebody said, give your example. So I said, I can give the example. Once we were working in Arunachal Pradesh and those areas near the Himalayas. In Himalayas, every day a couple of earthquakes are there, a small magnitude, not big, because the Indian plate is going below the Eurasian plate, everybody knows, and that is why the Himalaya is there. So I got used to for that. But once what happened, a big earthquake was there. So I said, everybody come down on the road by switching off the lights and switching off their, the gas. I mean, gas in the sense that liquid petroleum gas, that where they are cooking in the kitchen. They came out. This is the real thing that I am telling. In Hindi and Marathi, I couldn't tell it properly because at that time I was speaking in English only, because they didn't know Hindi and other languages at that time. So they came out, and we were on the roads. Then one person forgot to the switch of the gas. So I said, go and do it, because the cylinder will burst otherwise. He did it, came out. After that, a big earthquake was there, so aftershocks were there. So once the earthquake starts, the ladies who something like that, they start louder, to make voice louder, who, so that if a child is sleeping, then their mother can pick them up and come and that is why they create that noise in that area. They were on the road, and some buildings fell down, and all those things happened. We went and helped them. So in Japan, that training by the way of Ikigai and so many methods are there. They teach everybody to remain calm and quiet, and Zen practicing. Chen means Dhyan. Dhyan became Chen in China, it became Zen in Japan. It went like this from India. So that history I told you already. I think Theravada Buddhism and all those things, how it went from India to other places. That is different issue. We'll discuss this later sometime. So how to practice that. Then different society have different cultures and civilization. They teach it from early childhood, how to remain calm and get the work done, how to keep your integrity, all those things. How without corruption you live your life, you keep your mind and soul pure and live a life. Corruption happens first with us, and then we implement outside. Just remember, it is an experience as well. Not to get involved into bad things, we get the things done. And practically it was okay at certain places. I seen in the war kind of situation, somebody has done that, just pay him 1000 rupees, get out of this area. And then when we went out and all those things, after some a month or like later, we saw fantastic things happening over there. Then I went and told him, oh, that is why I do that. Yes, did that. He said yes. Getting out of that area is very important, because their fantastic people live, for example. So, but what we are discussing, that how to think calmly, remain becoming yogi, using your 2% brain and mind you are using, and still work is getting done every day. 98% you keep with the God, and when you are not doing anything, then still you come anything in the sense, I mean, worldly things you are not doing. Come, sit with the God, remain one with the God. This is what is yukti mantu. Yukti means the idea. You create an idea for yourself and remain one with the God. तैसा युक्तिमंत कौतुके अभ्यासिया मोहरा ठाके. This is the practice, this is the study you have to do. And mohra means you are looking outside, you keep your all concentration inside. Okay, so that you remain one with the God. You have to practice a lot. आणि आत्मसिद्धीचे पिके अनुभवयाचा. Then what if you grow these things, when what happens, atmasiddhi starts growing inside your mind, body and soul. Your kaya becomes chaitanyamay kaya. Whatever you do, you touch, it becomes gold. Gold in the sense, touch, it becomes gold means you, whatever you do, work is worship is created. Because you are going to do all the humanitarian values, work having humanitarian values, moral values, it will not, you become harmless soul. म्हणून युक्ती हे पांडवा घडे ज्या सदव्या तो अपवर्गीचे राणीवा अंकारीचे. दिस वॉज टोल्ड इन 18th वर्स. इट इज अगेन गोइंग टू बी रिपीटेड हियर. ज्या सुखाची गोडी मन आरतीची सेची सोडी संसाराची तोंडी गुंतलेचे. सो इफ यू आर गेटिंग इन्वॉल्व इन द एव्हरीडे ॲक्टिव्हिटीज मच and you feel sorrow and pain, then you have to remember this, that sukha, dukkha, sorrow and pain happens, but you have to remain detached from that. And then once you remain attached with the God, you get detached with the world. Man artichi sechi sodi, same thing over here. You know, that is why one saint said that साते शते ते श्लोक परी देव बोलिले जे नाही तुझे. Means Sant Dnyaneshwari, in fact, he said all the 700 verses tell only one thing, that God and you are one and Atma hi everywhere, and that is what you have to realize all the times. Samsarachi atondi guntali. So you have to become, you get detached with this world and remain one with the God. And that's how yogi you become once you start practicing this. Because you imagine at what level Dr. Nagarkar used to say, at what level Dnyaneshwari Maharaj is speaking, and at what level we are living. So you have to at least raise yourself so much, so that one day we'll become one with at the level Dnyaneshwari Maharaj is there. So you do not get involved so much that you destroy your life. You give that much importance to every work, which much is that much is required. Do the work perfectly with all ethics and values. Okay, but at the same time you get detached from it, because once you retire, somebody else will take the place. You'll be remembered for a couple of years. After that, somebody will, again these people will be transferred. Somebody else will come and know. He will not know who you are. Do the work perfectly. Keep the standard operating procedure proper, so that next generation will do better. But at the same time, remember that with you or without you, this world can moves on well. With me or with you, or without you or without me, this world will go on. But do the things properly, so that you do properly and you achieve the Atma Gyan. It is your duty to become enlightened soul, to become a realized soul. It is your duty to achieve mukti for yourself. Okay? जे योगाचे बरव, संतोषाची राणीव, ज्ञानाची जाणीव ज्या लागी. Okay? So you are alive when you realize that you are alive. Then you realize that you are alive. Both things are important. You realize you are alive when you realize you are alive. If you are sleeping and you don't realize you are alive, you don't realize it. Astitva Jani, Dr. Nagarkar again, I am saying. These are all Swamiji's disciples. So I listened to a lot of pravachan of Dr. Nagarkar, Pankaj Dada, Sunil Dada, Makrand Vaze, and then Dr. So many. There are so many PhD holders and doctors they have become sadhus and sannyasis in India. Swami Jitatmanda, he was PhD in physics. He used to say, he was from Ramakrishna Mission. We listen to a lot of people, in fact. So if you break something, a glass is there, it is broken, broken, broken. Okay. Then atom level. Then again you break the atom. Ultimate. What is that? That is Tanmatra. It is given in Vedas. So from that Tanmatra, all these things are made up. Something like that. Without beyond Tanmatra, what is there? Break the Tanmatra. What is there? The Atma, the super conscious God is everywhere. Okay? So you have to realize this. At every moment you can become a realized soul. It is possible. And then you are called an yogi. जे अभ्यासी लेनी योगे सावेव देखावे लागे देखिले तरी अंगे होई जे लगा. So the studies, becoming yogi, everything is same. देखा लगे, you are watching this world. You have become one with that anga, means the body doesn't mean this body. In fact, body is this super conscious God. That is real body. You have become one with that body. Imagine at what level Sant Dnyaneshwari is speaking. Who is Elga? Imagine just this infinite soul you are, that is real body. Anybody may rise, anybody may speak anything, and people go behind them and they destroy their life. You should not destroy life. This is the real life. If we create such society, we will have the humans living forever only. Otherwise, we are shooting on our foot by creating so many weapons of mass destruction, wars, and enmity, business wars. Somebody is becoming trillionaire, but somebody is not getting food. Why cannot be? Some gap should be reduced. At least everybody should be able to live well. We can achieve sustainable goals. We'll have to think someday, sometime over this, and we'll have to implement as well. Okay, so that should be your aim, to become a realized soul, at the same time helping each and every entity, all the species, all the entities on this earth. The earlier we realize it better. you know at that time, you see many of the movies, for example, their 5 minutes clips you watch, uh, you will see that most of the best civilization has got rid of their physical being. They are living in the super conscious state only. Imagine those are living, Kardashian scale level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So many levels have been done. Imagine what we can achieve as a yogi. You become one with the God. You have to practice it since early childhood. If you can start practicing today also, it is not a problem. But becoming yogi, to achieve mukti, to become a realized soul, become an enlightened soul, is in our hand. And as much as in our hand we feel we should practice it, achieve. Then when we realize, we understand, oh, it was the wish of the God, and my wish, the wavelength match and everything happened. That realization come later. But start from where we are. Let us become realized soul. And that is your first and foremost duty in life. That is the first and foremost dharma of each and every human being. Okay? If that cat, that dog, that horse, that elephant, you might have seen that one. Huh? Elephant is pouring water on Ganesh Ji, Parvati Mata, Kartik Swami, then Nandi Bel and on the Shiva's Pinda, and then only going for work. Cat and dogs, they are taking, Aarti as well. If they can realize it, why cannot we? We are human beings. Why we are creating so much differences so that wars are happening? We should reduce all these things. Let us achieve sustainable goals. Go to moon, Mars, and beyond, like this as a yogi as well. Okay, I mean, those are the crux and fundamentals and gist coming out of this. We become yogi and raise others self, encourage others to become yogi. That is the best thing to happen in human civilization. Thank you very much. Let us try to do that.